Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. I have a wonderful group in studio with me today. It's the West Suburban Educational Associates of Naperville. I have Camille Jones, you're the owner and director. I have Diane Nelson, and you're the director of elementary programs. You guys do a big role, and so why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're all about?
Well, Liz, West Suburban's an educational tutoring program for students, kindergarten through college. We've been around Naperville since 1985.
That's awesome. So when we're talking about tutoring and that, what kind of help are you providing, and when do we need to think about getting you guys engaged?
Well, we provide help for students that are struggling, but also students that are in AP classes or working on ACT and SAT. So if a student isn't doing well or isn't meeting their personal best in terms of what they want to do, sooner is probably better than later, because when you're not succeeding, then you don't feel good about yourself.
Diane, you're in charge of the elementary programs. Tell me a little bit about the subjects you cover and how you do that.
Yeah, we individualize programs for each student. So whether they need math help or writing or reading or whatever their needs are is how we program it. So we talk to the parent, get their feedback. We communicate with classroom teachers to get their perspective on how we can best support the kids.
That's exciting. It sounds like you're really meeting the kids where they're at.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
And we've got that two words come to mind right now with everything that we're coping with, which is a common core. How are you adapting to that? I don't know if we're adapting well to it, but we're all there.
Well, I think the first thing about Common Core is to understand where it comes from. And it's a pretty revolutionary movement that started not too many years ago with a very small group of people who recognized that states in our country didn't have a common standard of measurements for grades as well as for graduation from high school. So they went through and got educators and business people and the government people to say, yeah, this is a really good idea to have a standard core of measurement. So now we do, and most states in our country have adopted this. And then the Common Core curriculum has arisen out of that. So if we say, for example, all first graders must count from 1 to 100 by ones and by tens, then we need the curriculum to match that up so that the teachers can teach them that. And we support that. Because we support what teachers are doing in Naperville.
Well, right, and I can imagine that you're not only a big support to the teachers, but to families and that. I can tell from sitting across from you that you guys love what you do. Tell me a little bit about how you do it and why you do it. We talked off camera about individual attention. I want to hear about that.
Okay, our goal is to work with each student as they are when they come in. So we don't have a program that we fit the student to. We look at the student and develop a multisensory program to fit their needs. And as you do that, you give a child an opportunity to really excel at what they do, to solve problems, to overcome conflicts in education, to do their personal best. And that's really exciting work. It's a privilege. It's a wonderful way to spend your days.
Well, you said a word there that I know you know a lot about, and that's multisensory. So tell me a little bit about what that means.
Okay, so a lot of kids don't all learn the same way, obviously. Some kids need more tactile things, moving manipulatives around when they're learning about fractions or seeing what exactly is a fraction of a whole. So that's a math example. We also use a multisensory approach to reading and phonics and decoding words based on Orton Gillingham called the Wilson Reading Program. And they are manipulating letter tiles to sound out words and tapping the sounds out as well, so that they eliminate the guessing, guessing what the word is, or skipping a word when they're reading. We're giving them those skills to tackle multi-syllabic words, No,
I think that's cool. I think somewhere along the line, we all have started to gloss over the ability to be able to sound out a word and figure out what it means and then go look it up. If we don't know what it means. What role does self-esteem play in this?
self-esteem is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's misunderstood.
Yeah.
yeah. Most kids having problems in the classroom will come in feeling very defeated and frustrated and not so good about themselves. So we want to build them up, give them those skills, and make them feel more successful, and so they're not so frustrated.
And children build self-esteem by being challenged, by working hard, and by solving problems, by succeeding. So it's not just that we're sitting next to them saying, you're really good at this. It's saying, you can do this, giving them practice with it, helping them, staying with them while they do it, and then allowing them to master materials.
Well, and I like the idea of the challenge. And I think one thing you also mentioned to me was that, we often think of tutoring for helping kids who are struggling, but tutoring is also for those who want to excel or for test takers. So tell me a little bit about that aspect.
We do a lot of work with students who are taking the high school entrance exam for private high schools, for ACT, SAT, and PSAT. And recently we've done a lot of work with students who are in college and trying to pass their exam to do their student teaching, because now that's part of the deal too. And not everybody's a good test taker. Being a good test taker has nothing to do with how smart you are or how well you do in school. It's a real skill that can be learned. And there's going to be a lot more test taking and evaluation with Common Core, because it's all based on meeting those specific criteria.
That's very well said. Tell me why you love doing what you do. Camille, I can tell, but tell me.
I do love it, and I've loved it for 30 years.
That's
you
awesome.
know, it is a goal of life to find what you have passion for and hopefully some talent for, and then doing it. And it has been a privilege to work with students for all these years, and to be next to them when they solve their problems, to be able to move them forward, and problem solve with them, and work with Naperville families too. It's been just a wonderful opportunity and experience all these years.
That's awesome. Diane, how about you?
Oh yeah, the one-on-one is priceless. Just being able to support them when they're feeling defeated or frustrated, and helping them through, and the light bulb going off, and just them with their smile on their face, and upset that their 45 minutes is up, oh, we're done so soon, they have fun, we build a relationship, and they feel more confident.
Well, I think you play a very valuable role in the success of our children, so thank you for what you do. Thanks for stopping by and telling me a little bit more about it. We'll be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.